Credit Karma is lying to you. Millions of Americans have been convinced that Credit Karma is their true credit score. So on today's episode, I'm going to take it back to the basics about your credit score and why I believe that you should never use Credit Karma and delete it from your phone or any of your devices immediately. One of the biggest reasons why consumers use Credit Karma is because it's free. We as Americans absolutely love anything that's free, but there's some strings that come attached to that free that a lot of people don't pay attention to. Credit Karma is using a Vantage 3.0 to show you that credit score that you see in their app. Now, the sad fact is, I would love to tell you that nobody uses a Vantage 3.0. This is just crazy. Why is anybody even looking at it? But at the end of the day, there are a few far and in between credit unions and some credit card companies that still use a Vantage 3.0. And the fact of the matter is, more than 90% of lenders use a FICO scoring model of some sort. And this is why this video is going to be one of the most important videos you ever watch, so you can get a full understanding of what to look for when you're trying to apply for any type of credit. Now, the funny thing is, I don't have Credit Karma on my phone, and guess what? My wife actually does have Credit Karma on her phone. So in order for me to make this video today, I had to actually figure out what my password was from such a long time ago and log in, and I have some information that I want to show you. One of the biggest things that really frustrates me is the huge difference between a FICO scoring algorithm and the Vantage 3.0 that Credit Karma shows you. When you look at my credit profile and you put my FICO score against the actual Vantage 3.0 that Credit Karma offers, there's a massive difference, nearly a 100-point difference. But then when you look at my wife's credit profile and you compare the FICO to the Vantage, there's only a few points, maybe a 5-point difference. So everyone's gonna be different. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh no, everyone's gonna be a 100-point difference. No, it's not that, because everyone has different factors and there's different things on your credit profile that can change that. First, I want to break down the data points of what I found on Credit Karma and bring you all the proof to show you the massive differences and exactly how Credit Karma is the biggest scam in American history. And part two, you do not want to miss, because I'm going to break down all the FICO scores that matter, because there's people out there talking about, oh, FICO 10T is coming, it's going to destroy everything. Stop. Let's just stop and stay calm, because that's not truly the case. And I'm explaining to you exactly why, and I'm going to show you every single credit score that you need to look for so you understand what to look for when you're applying for any type of credit. I don't want you walking into an actual dealership and saying, but my Credit Karma said this score, and then the dealership laughs at you, because at the end of the day, again, more than 90% of lenders use a FICO scoring algorithm of some sort. Now, first, let's take a look at my FICO score 8. Now, it is sitting at a 789 based on the TransUnion data on March 14th of 2024. My credit score is sitting pretty high, but listen, my utilization is sitting at 10%, so I could actually gain more points. I carried some balances that I wasn't aware of, and it punished me. I'm usually sitting right underneath an 800 or slightly past an 800. But now, let's look at the Credit Karma score. Let's put it up on screen right here. It's a 642. That is a massive difference. That is a 147-point difference. Now, earlier I said it was probably under a 100-point difference because I forgot when I actually looked at it. But clearly right here, you're seeing this is a massive difference. And this is huge because this is what causes you to go actually apply for something, because you're like, oh, well, my Credit Karma score says I'm a 700. And then you go and apply and they're like, no, sorry, you're actually a 540. And you're like, what? I have way more credit than my wife has, but her Credit Karma is very eerily close to her actual FICO score, which is mind-blowing. And that's why I say everyone's gonna be different, because everyone's credit profile is different. I have more than 30 actual accounts on my credit profile. My wife probably only has maybe 5 or 6. Now let's take a look at the Equifax score, because remember, Credit Karma only shows you your TransUnion and your actual Equifax. So Equifax is sitting at a 780 as of March 15th of 2024. Not bad, not too shabby. But then, of course, we come right back to Credit Karma. Credit Karma is saying that my Equifax Vantage 3.0 is a 642. And that's a 138-point difference. That's massive. So this is exactly the reason why I don't trust Credit Karma, and I don't even use it. I only actually reinstated it to make this video so I can give you clarity and show you the truth. But I want to show you something else about Credit Karma. Credit Karma is an actual marketing site. That's what it's built for. All the things that you actually apply for, if you get approved, they get a kickback and they make money off it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, this is America. Everyone's entitled to that. But the fact of the matter is, they are deceiving you into believing that you are actually going to qualify for this car that you want to actually get. Or they're actually telling you that you have a fair chance or a not so great chance of actually getting approved, and you're not going to get that card. I'm going to show you exactly what I saw, which I find funny. And I do this at least once a year to bring more proof to show you how their algorithm is completely skewed, and they're just literally trying to drive you to specific credit cards that Credit Karma wants you to get. Now check this out. This is pretty funny. It's telling me that my chances of approval are fair if I apply for the American Express Platinum card that I already have. So if you're using a real actual system, wouldn't you know that I actually have that credit card? I mean, because it's hooked up to your entire credit report, right? Now the next one, it did get a little better. It said your chance of approval are good for the American Express Gold card, which of course I already have also. But it's not telling me that my chances of approval are excellent, because guess what? I already have it. Now let's take a look at this MyGM Rewards MasterCard. It's telling me your chance of approval is fair. I'm just like, wow, that's crazy, because I have that card also. So you see how it's deceiving you into believing that you have a fair chance, or maybe your chance is pretty good. You can possibly get this credit card. So it's making you think that you're not going to actually get approved for it. But with the American Express cards, there's no hard inquiry to see if you are approved. But still, this is super misleading, and this is why they were sued by the FTC. But Credit Karma does let me know that my chances for approval are excellent for the Destiny MasterCard. Like, what is a Destiny MasterCard? I've never even heard of this thing. Then I saw this. This is one of the worst credit cards you could possibly ever have in your wallet. The Indigo MasterCard Cashback Rewards. It is telling me that there's a karma guarantee. You'll be approved or Credit Karma will pay you $50. I don't want this credit card. It has an annual fee of $75 per year and then $99 thereafter with a 1.5% cashback reward. Why would I want that in my wallet? Why would I want to pay you for this small amount of actual cashback rewards and all these other fees that you're going to hit me with every year? No, this is trash. When I first got into credit when I was 26, 27 years old, all my friends told me, yo, go use Credit Karma. Credit Karma will tell you what credit cards you qualify for. And this is how I got stuck with this. The Credit One credit card. One of the most trash credit cards you'll ever have. Now that card is actually closed, but I kept it to remind myself never to trust Credit Karma, because that is one of the worst cards you could possibly have in your wallet. Any app that you're using that is 100% free to look at your credit score, it is solely built to sell you stuff. It is a marketing platform. Just as an example, Experian. Experian does the same damn thing, and they are the credit reporting agency. They are pushing credit cards, auto loans, they're pushing car insurance rates. All these same things are being pushed from every single platform. Personal loans. This is how people get in debt. Credit Karma is the biggest trap for Americans. Don't fall for it. And like I just said, Experian is another great example. They are a credit reporting agency that is trying to set you up for failure, because these people make money off of subprime lending. They make the most amount of money from selling your data. You think Credit Karma's not selling your data? You think Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax isn't selling your data? This is what we call big data. That's how they make billions of dollars every year off of you. Now remember, it doesn't just stop with Credit Karma. Experian, people love to come into the comments and say, I got Experian, I can see my credit score for free because it's a FICO score. But in fact, that top score, I call that a top general score, doesn't matter. That's not the credit score that lenders see. So again, you're being duped by Experian, luring you into their platform, telling you, hey, we got your free credit score, it's a FICO 8. When in fact, none of these lenders are gonna look at your top general FICO 8 score. You need to be looking for what's called your industry-specific credit score. Now, what is an industry? A car industry, the credit card industry, the home lending industry, all of those have their own actual FICO scoring algorithms. So my FICO is always gonna be the #1 choice to get all of your FICO scores in one place, but it is in fact one of the most expensive options, because you're gonna be looking at anywhere from $29.99 all the way up to $39.99 a month, depending on the region of where you're at. Now, I pay $29.99 for all of my FICO scores, and that matters to me me and it's worth that investment for me if I'm going to go apply for something. But it's, in my personal opinion, it's not worth paying for it every single month if you're not actively seeking credit. So right here, this is the most important part of this video. You want to make sure that you understand what credit scores, what FICO scores exactly these lenders are going to be looking at. That's going to put you way ahead of the game. Now, I'm going to put this actual FICO industry score chart up on the screen, pause it and save it to your phone so you have it for the rest of your life. So now pay attention to the very top where it says most widely used version, FICO Score 8. You see how it just says FICO Score 8? That's what I call your top general score. It doesn't matter. No lender looks at that. Now we're going to scroll right down to the next actual section that it says versions used in auto lending. In auto lending, for all of these actual credit reporting agencies, you're going to be looking at a FICO Auto Score 8, a FICO Auto Score 2, and a FICO Auto Score 5. But more than 90% of these actual lending companies that are trying to get you an auto loan are going to be looking at your FICO Auto Score 8. So always focus on that if you're trying to get some type of car loan. Now let's move on to actual credit cards. So versions used in credit card decisioning, your FICO Bank Card Score 8, your FICO Score 3, and your FICO Bank Card Score 2. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, none of these matter except for your FICO Bank Card Score 8 and your FICO Bank Card Score 9. Notice how it says bank card because it's a credit card. So your FICO Bank Card Score 8 and your FICO Bank Card Score 9. 9 is being used more commonly now by credit unions and actual big lenders. I think Goldman Sachs is now starting to use FICO Score Bank Card Score 9. So this is what they look for if you're trying to apply for a credit card. Now, if you're trying to purchase a home, versions used in mortgage lending. Now your FICO Score 2, FICO Score 5, and your FICO Score 4. I always like to say your FICO Mortgage Score 2, 4, or 5. Those are going to be one of those three that they're going to use depending on the lender, or they might pull all three. Because when you're trying to get a home, they're going to deep dive into your credit profile and they're going to look at every single type of algorithm possible because they want to ensure that you can actually truly afford this home. Now, whenever you see people talking about, oh my God, FICO 10T, it's been released, it's going to change everything. People have been talking about FICO 10T for 3 years now. Now, here's the catch, ladies and gentlemen. This is the sauce that a lot of people don't talk about. In order for the actual new FICO score to be effective, it has to be used by the lenders. Auto lenders are not going to be looking at your FICO 10T because FICO 10T will mean that they will get less approvals because the actual scoring model is completely different than an actual FICO Auto Score 8. FICO Auto Score 8 is more favored than anything because guess what? It's going to allow the actual auto lending company to get more approvals. They want to get you approved. They want to get you on the hook. So when people say that FICO 10T is going to destroy everything, it's not, because unless lenders start to actually use it and it gains traction, it means absolutely nothing. It doesn't matter how many credit scores come out if lenders don't use them. Now, my FICO is one of the best options. I've always been a proponent for them, but it is one of the most expensive options and they don't normally offer any trial offers. Now, if you go in incognito mode or in private mode on your phone or on your desktop, you may potentially be offered some type of trial offer, but I don't normally see that. I do have a secondary option for you. It is called My Score IQ. My Score IQ is going to get you all the scores that we just talked about for $1 on a 7-day trial. Because with My Score IQ, even the highest plan that they offer is going to be $34.99. That's still cheaper than My FICO. And there's nothing wrong with My FICO. I'm not bashing on My FICO, but at the end of the day, it's about what's going to be the best option for us for your wallet. Now, if you do the $1 7-day trial, you're going to get access to all those scores. Once you actually log in, you create your account, you're going to go to your credit reports page. Once you go to the credit reports page, right underneath your personal name and all your personal information, you're going to see the industry specific FICO scores. Now, if you go to the full trial and you don't cancel it, you're going to be charged $24.99 a month. So you can use the trial and cancel it, but if you don't, be aware it's $24.99 every month after, which is still significantly cheaper than My FICO, which is perfectly fine. And if you do decide you want to upgrade to a higher plan with My Score IQ, then guess what? It's $34.99 a month. It's still significantly cheaper than My FICO. Now, there's nothing wrong with My FICO, But I'm just telling you, you can save more money going here. And I've been working with this company for close to 3 years now. This is who we use when we're doing credit analysis for anyone that's looking for our services with our attorney program or our DIY program to see if they qualify. Because they line up all 3 of your credit reports and I see all of your FICO scores. I can see everything in one place. And it makes sense because it's only $1 on a 7-day trial. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I gave you a bunch of clarity about where to find your true credit score so you could be armed with the right information. Make sure that you watch the next video because it is about another credit union that you may not have heard of about. And if you felt that I brought you some value, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.